First at 4, one step forward in Macomb County's latest water crisis. We just got some new information thousands of residents have been waiting to hear. And here's Kim.
Well, it's a pretty afternoon here in Metro Detroit and a little warmer than it was yesterday, with temps running in the upper 70s to low 80s. Gets even warmer tomorrow and a chance for storms. We'll talk about it in just a couple minutes.
I'm going to show you what's inside this classroom that's just been identified as invaluable, historic, and even priceless.
Oh, it's so charming.
It's a case of hidden treasure in plain sight.
Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News First at 4 starts now.
Good afternoon, I'm Karen Drew. First at 4, thousands of people in Macomb County are still boiling their tap water, but we did just get some encouraging news. The trouble started with a water main break in Macomb Township. Sky 4 was over the scene earlier today on 24 Mile Road near North Avenue. Concerns about bacteria in the drinking water led to boil orders in 5 communities. This afternoon, the first round of test results came back clear. That is a good first step. A second round of samples has now been taken. Those results will take another 24 hours. The 5 communities affected are Chesterfield Township, Lenox Township, Macomb Township, New Haven, and the city of Rochester to the west. Water for drinking, cooking, and brushing your teeth must be boiled for at least 1 minute before you can use it. United Auto Workers Union is raising the stakes and applying public pressure during this new round of contract talks. Union President Shawn Fain released a list of demands on a Facebook live stream last night. He says he is going to push for a 32-hour work week, the ability to strike when a plant closes, and he's hoping to get paid volunteer work for employees affected by closures. Contract talks are underway with GM, Stellantis, and Ford. Business editor Rob Maloney is gathering some late reaction this afternoon to all of this, and we're going to take a closer look on what's next when you join us for Local 4 News at 6. Warren Mayor Jim Fausa refusing to give up his attempts to run for re-election. He's now filed a federal lawsuit alleging his civil rights were violated by a term limit ordinance. This new suit is pushing to decertify the results in the upcoming mayoral primary on August 8th in order to prompt a special election.
Part of the reason I did this is because I've had numerous supporters, including some of the people behind me, and untold others that have said, Mayor, I am disappointed that I can't vote for you. I didn't know this proposal was going to take away, because the proposal was not clear.
The city council president released a statement saying, quote, I will instruct our attorneys to seek sanctions and costs for this last-minute frivolous lawsuit that is designed to suppress voter participation in next week's election. By suing the city council, the mayor is again increasing litigation costs for the taxpayers rather than simply follow the plain language. We'll have more reaction and more from the mayor tonight at 5. Today's summer weather, feeling pretty comfortable. It could be a great evening to maybe spend some time outside. Let's check in with forewarned meteorologist Kim Adams. My kiddos were doing a lemonade stand this afternoon.
Oh,
it was
they
perfect.
were?
Yeah.
Oh, I would have bought some of their lemonade. They're so cute. I remember those days. All right, we've got temperatures this afternoon in the low 80s. Time to do all those summertime things before the kids have to go back to school. We don't get many nights like this, so get out there and enjoy it. 80 right now in Pontiac, 78 in Mount Clemens, 81 in Port Huron. We'll widen out the view so I can show you some heat down to our south and also out to our west. 84 now in Chicago. Look at Minneapolis in the upper 80s, 87 in Sioux Falls, and we will get into the upper 80s tomorrow with a little bit more in the way of humidity, but also we bring in the chance for a few storms late in the day after about 8 o'clock tomorrow night, mainly north of Detroit. But we'll talk about the timing of those storms and the location, because not everyone gets wet tomorrow, but it looks like you will by the beginning of next week. So we'll talk all about that in just a couple minutes.
All right. In just 24 hours, former President Donald Trump is scheduled to be in a federal courtroom to face another indictment. The new charges connected to the 2020 election were revealed late yesterday. Today, Trump's attorney is hinting at part of their legal strategy. Let's bring in Devin Scillian to talk about exactly where things stand today. Devin.
Yeah, Karen, we broke the news of the new federal indictments, of course, yesterday during Local 4 News at 5. For the first time in U.S. history, a former president charged with trying to overturn an American election. Federal prosecutors allege Donald Trump tried a number of strategies to remain president after an election he knew he lost. That, according to the indictment, anyway. District Judge Tanya Chutkan has been assigned to this case. She was appointed by Barack Obama, confirmed by the U.S. Senate on a vote of 95-0. In 2021, she rejected Trump's attempts to block the House of Representatives from accessing White House records and wrote, "Presidents are not kings." That a direct quote from her ruling. Former president is the only person charged in Tuesday's indictment, but it does reference 6 co-conspirators. So, of course, more charges could come in the future. Now, tomorrow, prosecutors are expected to ask for a speedy trial. The former president's team plans to push back on that, but former U.S. Attorney Barbara McQuaid says the special counsel is focusing solely on Trump right now, and that's for a reason.
It strikes me as perhaps one reason for that is to streamline this case, to get it to trial before the 2024 election. And by focusing solely on that one defendant instead of 7 defendants, he maximizes his likelihood of getting the case to trial quickly.
To take President Trump to trial in 90 days, of course, is absurd. The question is, why do they want to do that? If you want to seek justice, then you need to offer President Trump an opportunity to get a hold of all the evidence and understand what the facts are.
You start to see where this is going to be fought now. The former president's attorney also says he is confident that they will win this case overall. Of course, former President Trump denies any wrongdoing. He's been proclaiming his innocence on the campaign trail, as of course he's in the middle now of another run for the White House.
When you take a look at that 45-page indictment,
yes,
there's a lot of references to Michigan.
Kind of pops out for people like us, that's for sure. From a meeting with state Republican leaders to those unfounded allegations of a vote dump in the city of Detroit. In fact, our Mara McDonald is diving deeper into the Michigan connections that are included in the indictment. We'll have that when you join us tonight on Local 4 News at 5, about an hour from now.
All right, sounds good. Thanks, Devin.
You bet.
Well, Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau has announced he and his wife are separating after 18 years of marriage. The announcement was posted on social media in both English and French. The Prime Minister says he and Sophie remain a close family. He's also asking for everyone to respect their privacy during this time. They have 3 children. Now, the story of historic treasures that could be hiding in plain sight in older buildings throughout Metro Detroit. Today, a surprising discovery confirmed inside a classroom over in Inkster. It all started when our own Paula Tutman thought she saw something special. Take a look.
Full disclosure, I love ceramics, but that is why I actually noticed this fireplace surround while at this school last January working on an entirely different story. Tomlinson Middle School, built in 1929 on the border of Inkster and Dearborn Heights, and inside a first-floor classroom, I happened to notice a fireplace kind of hidden behind classroom storage.
In these older buildings, there isn't storage like something in new construction, so we just utilize what we can.
I took pictures, sent them to ceramic experts around the country, and that's when Pewabic Pottery, right here in Detroit, became aware I was searching for information about the tiles. Today, 2 experts from Pewabic visited the school, anxious to see beyond the photos.
The edges are pretty sharp. So this is a storybook fireplace, and these are different children's stories that are depicted here. It's even more charming in person.
Inspecting the tiles, they found valuable clues.
This is kind of more of an embossed effect. Seeing it and being able to kind of feel it really helps. There's a lot of information we can get from this. We can even see the clay body. These would have definitely been kind of a handcrafted art tile.
They looked at the design. The chips gave them information of what's behind the glaze. And the verdict?
These were likely made by Flint Faience Tile Company.
The fireplace surround in the back of the 8th grade social studies class used as storage is not only historically valuable, but because it's intact and in such great shape, nearly invaluable. Flint Faience and GM actually made these tiles in the 20s as sort of a side hustle.
They did kind of an assessment and a study and found that firing the kilns all night was more cost efficient. And so they started creating art tile in the evening and spark plugs during the day.
The tiles were sold and the purchasers of some of Michigan's oldest homes installed them. But today, they are being quickly destroyed when homeowners don't realize the value and don't care for the aesthetic.
They're not going to realize what it is that they have, and that they're going to make a knee-jerk reaction to kind of go with contemporary style versus something that has the ability of being a little bit more timeless. I just encourage people to kind of think about it, do a little bit of research.
Priceless and historic, much to the sheer shock of the principal.
That's pretty exciting news.
Okay, so obviously these days it's just not possible to gather children around a roaring fire and a fireplace around for story time. However, because of what was discovered today, the principal tells me that this will now become a focal point of the classroom rather than an afterthought for storage. Paula Tutman, Local 4.
Good job, Paula. We appreciate it. By the way, the experts of Pwabook say these kinds of tiles are disappearing so quickly throughout Michigan and Ohio, and they're asking homeowners and people purchasing old homes to fully investigate old tiles and tiling in their home before tearing them out, painting over them, or maybe changing them in any way.